Hey everybody, Steph Beckett here at ISE 2022. We are on day 2 of the show, and I am here at the D10 stand with Rick Cordoville. How's it going?
It's going great. How you doing?
Lovely. I just love being back in person. I love just like a lot of foot traffic on the show floor. It's lovely. How's it been being back for you guys?
It's been great. Day 1 was super busy. I was really impressed with how many people came out, and we're expecting great things for day 2.
Yeah, y'all have a lot going on in your booth in the best way, because I was telling you earlier that you guys are always very intentional about stand design, about you want it to be the full experience from when the employee walks in to when they're in the meeting and to when they leave. And I am very excited to go through that, and y'all have something new that you were showing for the first time at ISE, correct?
Yep, yeah. We're going to walk through our overall booth, and as you said, we really tried to structure our booth as an overall hybrid work solution. So from the front door to the keyboard, try to create an experience for that employee so it's really easy to get going at their overall workday and start to collaborate and be productive.
Perfect. So I'm ready to get started whenever you are.
Great, awesome. So the first product we're going to show is our D10 Me. And this is set into kiosk mode, and there's a couple things that you can do. If you imagine an employee first walking into the office, it can either call a virtual receptionist where you can check in visitors, or for an employee to get access to an overall building. What we're showing here is Zoom's workspace reservation feature. And so with so many companies moving to a hoteling or a hot desking type of setup, what we wanted to highlight is a way to use our touch-enabled 27-inch screen as a way for people to easily check into a workspace. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this specific workspace. I can see the overall schedule here, and I'm just going to select like a 15-minute meeting. I click next, and what this creates is a QR code that I can then open up my Zoom app and scan it, and then I've basically reserved the overall device that you can see here. So as we go into the overall workspace, I can click this and see that it would normally be overall reserved. With the overall Me setup, it's also available with Smart Connect, so any laptop can easily get connected, and you can just go into this overall mode, and then this monitor basically becomes a touch-enabled device. And so you can use your finger to start to use all the same prompts and menus that you would on your laptop and start your overall workday. So when you log into the Me, your overall Zoom Rooms account is automatically uploaded. So any meetings that I had already scheduled, any of the whiteboards that I had previously collaborated on and started are all accessible to me through this overall device. So we think this is something that any office that's moving into that type of hoteling type of setup will really benefit from.
Yes, because I will say one of the worst things about, if you're in a co-working space or something and you just want to come and sit down, trying to remember your Zoom account to try and get back in and start your meeting is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So I love that this is just automatic. It automatically does it for you. I can just sit down, start my meeting, and I'm good to start my day. I don't have to remember my passwords to a million different things.
Yep, we've really tried to take that simple approach with all of our products. They're really easy to install. You plug it in and it just works. And with that touch-enabled display, it opens up so many possibilities that you can do outside of just video collaboration.
Agreed. Perfect. That's awesome.
Cool. So as we move along, what I wanted to showcase to you guys are our D7 line. And so these are our flagship products. We have the 55-inch here that's perfect for huddle spaces and focus rooms. And then you can see the 75-inch duals. This is one of the first times that we're showcasing this at ISE. And so with the 55-inch, we have a 10-point capacitive touch display, 4K camera, 16 microphones, 8 speakers, and this provides a great overall meeting space to not only start your overall Zoom meetings with just one touch, but do other things like whiteboarding and whatnot.
So is the 75-inch the only one that can collaborate as a dual?
No, the 55 does the dual as well.
So okay, lovely.
Yeah, both within that overall environment. The next thing that we have is our D10 Mate. I'm going to show this in 2 different capacities because it can be used as a scheduler, like what we have here, or as a Zoom Rooms controller. And so we think that having a product that is easily accessible, but also that can be used for multiple use cases is something that we're really trying to highlight within the product portfolio. You can see that with the Me that we walked through, where you can use it for video collaboration, but also in kiosk mode or with the Smart Connect feature. And that's something that we've really brought to bear with the D10 Mate as well. The great thing about the Mate is that it can work with any Zoom room. So if you've already invested in it with another piece of hardware that isn't D10, you can still use the Mate as a Zoom room controller or as a scheduler to basically reserve rooms. You can invite people into meetings right from the Mate as well. And the 10-inch screen has all the same type of touch capacity that a lot of the D10 product line has.
Very plug and play.
Yep, exactly. So the next one that I'm really excited to show you about is the onboard, and that's
Yes, this is what I've been wanting to see.
yes, yeah. So this is the one that we're giving a sneak peek to. This is going to come out the next couple of months, but we can walk over here and I can show you guys it a little bit more. Excuse me, guys. So this, as you guys may have heard, Zoom launched their advanced whiteboard, just a couple weeks ago. And so the onboard is the first purpose-built device specifically to support Zoom's advanced whiteboard feature. So it's a 55-inch display, 4K, same type of 10-point capacitive touch. It doesn't have that AV bar because we see this as a collaboration device specifically around the whiteboarding experience. And so what you can see is that it has all of the great features that the whiteboarding has. You can basically not only draw, but you can put together sticky notes that you can then write on and brainstorm against, and then create different shapes and sizes as well that you can write within it. And so we see this product as perfect for not only as a companion device to an existing room, because when you think about some of the old meeting room displays, especially for those pieces of hardware that have cameras at the base of the overall product, when someone would go to start to whiteboard, you might get a very unflattering view of their midsection as they start to try to come up to the screen. So when we looked at here with the companion device is that you can have the main display as your overall video conferencing view, and then the onboard as your way of like whiteboarding and sharing ideas.
And if the camera is on top and someone's trying to write on it, you're just going to see that shot of their head.
Yeah.
So yes, I totally understand why this was very intentional.
Yep, yeah, and the great thing about this with this persistent canvas that the onboard provides is that if after the meeting ends, if you have another idea, inspiration strikes, you can pull up your whiteboard experience, add your ideas, and then everyone that was part of that meeting can see what you had annotated on or like what you had written down.
Do you imagine this being in more of a larger conference room setting, or do you imagine it being in use for huddle rooms and smaller as well?
Yeah. So we see it as in those two overall ways. So in larger conference room, this can be a great companion device. But as you can see with it being on the cart, if this was in a huddle space or a smaller conference room, it's perfect as a standalone display as well. And similar to the D10 Mate, this is also a product that can work with any Zoom room. So if you've got another existing setup, you can still use the onboard, and it works within that overall environment.
Well, yeah, really looking forward to when this finally hits the market.
Yep, yeah. So we're expecting summer. So just in a couple months, this will be available for purchase. So
Perfect. Looking forward to it.
Yep. And so the last one we have is I wanted to show you guys the Go with Mate. So this is that other use of the Mate that I had talked about before. So I'm just going to scoot behind you and grab this real quick.
Okay.
So this is the Go right here. This is a perfect device for, once again, if you've got existing hardware, but it's not video enabled. And so let's say you've got a display, but you want to add video conferencing to it. The Go is something that's really easy. You can just plug it on top of any existing display. And then with the Mate, this is now set up in Zoom Room controller mode. So just clicking here. I don't know why it's not working. Oops. Oh, here we go. So I can put it into monitor mode. And then now I can use the Mate and with its ergonomic design and basically start overall experiences. And so if we're in a meeting room. Historically, like if you're a little bit of I'd say a small to mid-sized conference room, you don't have to get up around the table and go up to the screen and start whiteboarding. You can basically put together all your ideas just right from the overall device. So as I'm annotating. And so also as people are talking, you can pass this around very easily, and so that you don't have to interrupt the meeting or waste any time with people coming up to a display or not. And then all the other features that you would have with that one-touch Zoom experience, that you can share content, start that overall meeting room experience just from one overall touch. So yeah, these are all the products that we're super excited to show as part of ISE.
I do have a question just about, like, for people who are joining from hybrid, can they collaborate on the whiteboard from where they are as well?
Yeah, that's a really good point. So once you start that whiteboard experience, anyone that's part of the meeting can start to add in either whether it's a document that you're annotating over or just an overall whiteboard experience. That's why one of the reasons that we're super excited about the onboard as well, because all those old whiteboard experiences where it would be hard coded to the wall, you'd have to like take a picture of the screen with all the dry erase markers that you would hope would work and that it wouldn't be dried out. And the fact that it was like so stuck in time that after you took that picture, if you had additional ideas or wanted to add to it, you were stuck. And so,
and God forbid somebody accidentally erase it.
Yeah, exactly. So moving to the more of a digital whiteboarding experience and having all that capability where you can scribble and scroll and draw and like have that flexibility of like really outlining your ideas, like we think is really going to be powerful.
I agree. Well, thank you so much. As usual, I've had a great time in this stand, and I am so looking forward to when this hits the market this summer. We'll be sure to write a story about it and put it on Rave Pubs. But thank you so much.
Thanks. You guys have a good day.
And I hope you have a great rest of the show. And don't forget, I wanted to ask, where can people find more information?
Yeah, go to d10.com and you can find more information about all of our products or schedule time with one of our salespeople.
And don't forget, on our end, you can find all of our ISE 2022 coverage at ravepubs.com/ISE 2022. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.